Welcome back to Game of the Week, episode 6, part 2. We're just about to start an interview with the coach from Wanderers, who are up against Ghajnsielem this week, and we're going to also talk to the experienced Italian goalkeeper, which is also coming. So we're just going to check on the squad's situation and his thoughts on the game. So Brian, welcome. Thanks for joining on my live stream. We're just going to ask you a couple of questions about your upcoming fixture with the league leaders at the moment. Before I start though, could I please just get an update on Sam? How's he doing? I know he had an operation, or he had some surgery. How's he doing?
Yes. Unfortunately, last game, Sam fractured his face from a free kick. Goalkeeper came out, and unfortunately, he broke Sam's face in 3 places. He broke his cheekbone, his nose, and he has a fracture here under the eye. Had to go to Malta for to be seen by the professor in charge, and the professor told him that he needs surgery to have a plate inserted here in his face, which more aesthetically, to be fair. I think Sam will not do it. He doesn't want to do it. No, but practically maybe has a month and a half out of the game. For us, he's an important player for us and be missed dearly from our team. Anyway, these things happen.
You know, Coach, maybe when he's had a few days, you know, he's rested, he thinks he might rethink it. So, but listen, from everybody on our team, we wish him a speedy recovery. It was not nice to watch. We were very concerned, but we hope to welcome him back soon. Okay, so let's move on then. So, it's been a hard start for you to the season. Obviously, you've had 4 points from a possible 21. Can I ask you, coming into this campaign, was it a realistic thing to stay in the division and build and stay to build for next year? I mean, is that how at the level of Wanderers you have to do it?
No, we've been 13 years in first division, so we've challenged for the league, we've won cups, done, but finally try to start doing some sums. So my position is a bit different than the other coaches. I've been here with this club for all my life, so we can work long term. And practically here, how things are moving, it's too much money for such a small island and for such an amateur league. And to be sincere, we can't compete with clubs who have nearly 300,000 as an annual budget. So our aim was we still want to compete. We're not here just to honor fixtures. But we have to invest long term. To be able to compete, we have to invest long term. We have some young players who won the under-19 league last year, and we had already started last year to invest in them, give them minutes and games to play. And we made a decision this year that we will focus on them. And if you can watch the lineup, in every starting 11 there are 5 under 21 players playing every game, every single game, and sometimes we even finish with 7 players under 21, 6 under 19, 7 under 21.
It was actually my second question, so it brings me in nicely too, because I've got down, you know, that it's been very noticeable that your squad is extremely young. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, did you not put on a 15-year-old boy in the last game? Did he not come on towards the end of the game and he's 15?
Yeah, 16. But a player started was 16 also.
Okay.
The central defender. This is our way of trying to compete in the future.
Gotcha.
Because we want to build on our players. If you watch the squad, bar the 2 foreigners, who everyone has 2 foreigners, there's only one outside Victoria, outside the nursery of this team, so practically from the 18, it's 15 players from the nursery of this club, or who've been with this club. I'm thinking of a man who's been with this club for 8 years.
Right. So you're promoting from within, which actually in the home club it's nice to see.
Yes.
You know, I mean, we can all, like, not now because of the rules, but you know, if you have lots and lots of outside players, it stops the growth of the nursery. So it's very good that you're doing it. Fantastic. Okay, so it's already looking like a little bit of survival between three teams who are realistic down there. Would you agree, Coach? It's those games are against the guys around you that are the those 3-point-1. They're the big ones to win, huh?
Yes. The league, how it is, as I see it, as even foreseen from the beginning of the season, there are three teams who would be vying for the honours, mainly Ghajnsielem, Nadur and Hospice. Maybe Ghajnsielem, they are going beyond a bit expectations, because as everyone was thinking, and even myself, I would have thought it would be Hospice, Nadur. Then there are the other teams, more or less, some maybe a bit, because they have a better number of players than others. But from Ghajnsielem downwards, I think anyone on their day could get points against anyone. Those five teams are done. Bar the first three. Whatever comes from those three games, it's a netted boils.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got your foot, but you've had a win, you've had a draw. I mean, you've showed that you can win. I mean, you've shown, and one of the things funny enough, we were talking about the game, the last game you played in the box, and we have this thing between us. We always try and predict the score. It's something we do, and we have a stats guy that does all the stats for the games, and he came up with a really intriguing point. For the position that you've been in, Coach, you haven't been hammered. You're not getting 5s and 4s. I mean, it's not like you're not losing by a big amount.
Hopefully to remain like this. but it's true, in every game, bar, there was only a game against Hospice for 1. But the score again there is a bit unrealistic. But the other, you can see the scores, then the difference is 1 goal. Okay. But last one against Nadut was 2-0, but a penalty and a lot of incidents and whatever. Yeah. But we lack experience, because in some games we are winning and then we lost, or they drew against us in the last minutes, and it is normal. Yeah. Because the boys have to learn. They will learn. They're learning and they will learn. And hopefully by the end of the season, together with the other players who've been with us for many years, so they have a lot of experience in First Division, they will help us avoid relegation. And that was our aim at the beginning of the season, still is, and it will remain.
2 questions to go. A tough game for you this weekend. Obviously, you're playing the top of the table, and I think you just mentioned there, they're looking good, I'll see them. They're playing some beautiful football, they're fast, and of course they have a very potent strike force. There's 3 up there that can really hurt you.
Yes, Ghajnsielem are a very offensive team. I think they are the most offensive team in this division. They have a lot of pluses. Obviously, there's minuses also, which we hope we can go there, exploit. They are the only team also who plays with a back 3.
Yeah.
All other teams it's a back 4, or sometimes when they're defending it's a back 5. As you said, they are offensive. They are playing the best football up to now. Yeah. I agree with you. They have some players who, at the beginning of the season, it wasn't expected from them to have such a good season. I can mention one particular player who's been here with me from when he was 16 years old. It's S.K.V.W, who has returned to his best. I always said this, and many coaches and those at the ground now who are involved in football don't agreed with me that his best years were when he was playing for us. Then maybe his games weren't as good as done, but now he's playing at his best, and it shows. Yeah. And he's being fundamental in midfield. I'm glad that their coach found him a position that he's flourishing there, namely behind the three in front. And even, for example, in games he wasn't playing and was introduced, he did immediately. His impact was could be there to be seen. Yes,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, coach. So we actually talked about it off camera when you arrived just before. I mean, you've been a one-man team all your life, you know, and I'm sure you've been there before, and I'm sure you'll be there again. Are you optimistic? Is it difficult? Do you find it sometimes when you have a young team They obviously look towards you for this extra encouragement, for the, you know, the maturity. Is it harder? Do you feel it's hard to motivate them when they're younger, or are you quite, you know, are you comfortable at the moment that you can still push them up there?
To be sincere, they motivate me.
Wow.
As I told you, I've been always here with this club, and when we belong somewhere, really belong somewhere, and you see it's a family environment, and you've been intrinsically one of the main parts in this family, and you see the young ones, because I was even their coach when they were 9 years old. So there are even players I was coach of their father. Wow. Here. Same. So it's this, when you see them coming and playing against the best players here in Ghajnsielem and hold their ground.
Absolutely.
Hold their ground. Then you feel more motivated, don't you? When someone is always at the club, most of the things that motivate him are these things. When you see players have been with this club from 9 years old, playing with the senior team. So this year, I think my motivation is greater because of them.
Fantastic.
Not they because of me.
Fantastic. They feed off that, coach. When they see you like that, they're going to feed from that. When they see that you're loving it and you know you believe in them, they're going to feed off you for sure.
I'm sure they do. And as I told you, I want to save this team again this year, mainly because of them. But if you don't do it,
you bounce back.
It's done. We'll go second division. We'll play more of the young ones, and I'm sure we'll come back stronger.
Fantastic, coach. Listen, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to listen to you and talk to you, and we wish you all the best at the weekend. And I'm sure we'll be back shortly for another game of the week, and we'll be further into the season, and let's see where you are. All right, coach. Thanks a million.
Thanks.
Lovely. Thank you, love. Thank you. Oh, welcome back again. We're joined now by the goalkeeper for Wanderers, Giacomo. Giacomo, thanks for joining us today.
Welcome.
It's been quite a tough start for you, with one win and a draw.
Yeah.
This week's going to be another big game for you. You're going in against the leaders, who are playing good football at the moment.
Yeah.
Very strong forward line. So you think it might be another tough one this weekend?
Yeah, I think that I will have a lot of job to do. So I'm happy for that. I think that they are very good teams. That it's true, they are playing very good, but as well I think that we will have our chances to make points, to take some points. I mean, every game it's a part history. It's an history. So we lost again Nadur, but I think we play good. It was hardest for them to beat us, and I think that against Ghajnsielem you will see us again a team that will fight for every ball and that want to take points.
Fantastic. I was saying as well to you, coach, at this time of the season now, every point. So what I mean by that is, if you're not winning games but you're drawing them, those points at the end of the season, it's those points that actually matter to keep you up in the division. Is that right? Would you agree?
Yeah, of course. At the moment, I think we have 8 games to go, nine games to go. So this year there are only 2 rounds, so every point it's very important. And of course for us it would be good, for example, take as well 1 point, because if Oratory lose their games, we will have 1 point more than them, and so of course will be very important at the end of the season.
You have a very enthusiastic coach. Do you get a lot of belief from him? I mean, he's very enthusiastic on the sideline. You know, he loves the club. It's his life, which we just talked about now. Do you feed off the coach? Do you get that enthusiasm from him when you're training?
Yeah, of course. The coach, Savina, it's him. We can say he's the soul of Savina. And I think it's 20 years that he is president of the club, so it's long time. And you know, when you feel that it's something yours, you want to give more than your best. Yeah. And even the players are following their coach. This is my 4th season here, so I know the coach since 2013, and so I know how he is and all the passion that he put in everything that he do.
Last question is, you have a very young squad at the moment, which is fantastic, you know, for development in the future. Do you think a season like this, where it's it's a little bit difficult. You know, look, let's be honest, nobody likes walking off a pitch when you haven't won, and if it happens quite a lot, it's very tough to keep up that motivation, which I think you guys do very well. But do you think that it's something that the young boys will mature, they'll learn this season, whether it's down and back up or whether they stay in the division, which we hope? They're going to get a lot, they're going to learn a lot and mature from the season, would you agree?
Yeah, for them it's an important season, because of course I agree that they will learn a lot, because it's different to play with players of your same age and when you played with a man, with senior players, because they have experience. If they, you know, things of the game that senior players know and young players don't know, so they play like wild football.
Yeah.
When you play with seniors, it's different.
They have to make mistakes to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so
mistakes are part of life and are part of football. Messi make mistake, Ronaldo make mistake, Neuer, Buffon are make mistakes.
Yeah.
So it's obviously that a young player can make mistake and have to make mistake to learn and improve.
Brilliant.
And I'm sure that next season, I think that we will be again in first division and they will be better for sure, 100%.
I'm sure they will. Listen, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We'll be back around the ground, I think, in a couple of weeks from the game, so it'll be nice to see you again. We'll be sending the game live, so we'll be filming you, and we look forward and we wish you all the best. We know it's a tough one, but all that you can do is your best.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure to meet you.